Hey y'all, it's Confessions from 25, and today we're going to talk about all the things that they don't tell you about pregnancy. Okay, the first thing, I swear to God, when you sneeze, when you throw up, when you cough, you just might leak a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm throwing up, though, I really it rains and pours sometimes. But that is definitely something I feel like they don't tell you in regards to pregnancy. The morning sickness, the throwing up, the dry heaving. Like I always just a little bit. Okay, the second thing, the glucose test is not that bad. Now, if you don't know what the glucose test is, it's basically a test where they take your blood, they make you drink this like sugary drink, and then they take your blood to like gauge whatever your blood pressure is, how your body reacts to it. I don't know, look it up, ask Google, don't ask me. Anyways, there's a drink and people make you so petrified to take it. They give you like 5 minutes to drink it. It tastes like a flat soda. I'm usually not concerned about the taste. It's the after effects. It make you so nauseous and you gotta sit there. And I failed my 1 hour, so I had to go and take a 3 hour. But it's not as bad as people make it seem, especially not the drink portion. Number 3, your baby might come out looking like an alien. I'm sorry, somebody had to say it. Your baby might come out looking like an alien. One, her head was all weird and her head was all long looking and pointy. And I didn't mold it or anything, but she definitely came out looking a little alienish. And then my second daughter, she came out looking very, very, very fair skinned, very, very, very light skinned. She looked like the mailman baby. Okay, even looking at her baby pictures now, I'm like, I'm trying to envision, but I can't believe this is her now. And I will say they come out hairy too. The fourth one, you shake like a stripper after you give a baby. If you can see, the screen is just shaking because that epidural or whatever it is got me feeling some type of way. If you have an epidural, I know you are a little bit more susceptible to like shaking, but don't quote me, go look it up. Okay, you're literally pushing out a whole human, so your body is like adrenaline, and then like you losing blood, and then you hear your baby, but you shake. Okay, it's like it's definitely a element of right there. For number 5, pregnancy illuminates the truths within relationships. You go from thinking about what you're going to eat for dinner, what candle scent y'all want around the house, who's coming over whose house, to like real life decisions. If you want your child vaccinated, if you want your child if you want your child circumcised, you finally have to tell your partner that you might not trust that family member to take care of your child. They may find some type of offense to it. And I would never say that a child causes or creates problems, but I do feel like they amplify them. It brings out those truths that you might naturally suppress, but it's like a baby involved, you know? So like you're speaking on your child's behalf and what you feel comfortable with. And that's when those traditional values and roles and things like that, you know, they're exposed at that time. I don't know if this happened to anyone, but keep in mind, I do a lot of hair. I got carpal tunnel during my first pregnancy, very bad. Like I had to put my hands in ice water. I would have spasms when I was braiding. Sometimes like during the nighttime, my hand would go numb and I would have to put like a brace on it. It was like really, really, really bad. I think that was like preeclampsia or something associated with it. So just keep in mind that is something that can definitely occur. If you are like a braider or if you work with your hands a lot, just make sure that you're taking care of them and being kind to them during your pregnancy. That happened at around like 32 weeks. And I was induced with her at 37 weeks, but it definitely happened and it was super painful. My arms would go numb. I couldn't sleep at night. Like that was horrible. Another thing, I don't know if any pregnant women have experienced this, but I go to sleep full. Like eat like I probably got the itis and I fell asleep. Like literally, I go to sleep full and I wake up starving. Within the anatomy, I'm not sure if this is how it works, but I swear it's like my child is in there eating everything that I like poured into myself. I wake up hungry, like 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, or even if I'm waking up on regular schedule, like around 6, I'm like, oh my God, like so hungry. I don't even want to walk to the refrigerator. Like, just bring me something so I can get something in me. I need fuel. I'll also say that I had back pain like this pregnancy, more so now, like probably within like the last 3 or 4 weeks. But my back has been hurting, and I feel like I hear a lot about the epidural and over time, like it causing back problems. So I'm wondering if it's like that for me, because I did get the epidural twice, but it's ridiculous. Like, it's just like a spot and you want to get comfortable and you just want to like it's difficult. Oh my gosh, it's like just sharp back pains when you're sitting up sometimes. I guess because you are carrying a human, it might not only be linked to the epidural, but I do think the epidural plays a part. And while we're on the topic of an epidural, this time I'm really going to try not to get a flipping epidural. First time I got an epidural, I felt every single contraction. Okay, I felt every single contraction. I just did not feel her come out. So she just like slipped out. I was like, oh. Okay, but I felt all of the pain. With my second epidural, I felt everything except she was sitting on my hip nerve. So it's like the epidural worked for my abdominal, like the cramping and the feelings that you get. But I felt it in my hip instead. She was on my hip nerve. And so every contraction, instead of feeling it here, I felt it here, and I felt like my hip was gonna like pop off. And at one point I thought it was the epidural. I'm like, oh my God, they put it in the wrong place. And it was horrible. And so I felt everything, and I felt her come out as well. But when she came out, it did feel a little bit numb. So it's like I felt down there, but it was numb for the most part. So this time I'm actually going to try to not do an epidural. I feel like in the past I have been induced, and with induction I was going from 0 centimeters to flipping 7, like this, you know what I mean? So well, it'll be more like 0 to like 1 to like 3 to like 7. So like your body is being pushed and coerced into pushing this baby out versus it just happening naturally. So I'm really gonna try to stay away from it. I get scared when I reach like 7 or 8 centimeters because the pain intensifies, and I'm like, what does worse feel like? But I am gonna try to abstain from the epidural this time and see what happens. But y'all see, I want y'all to make sure that y'all subscribe to me and like this video. I will be posting whatever I can get for labor and delivery, whatever I can get for, you know, the big day. I'm gonna be posting everything. Drop in the comments certain things about pregnancy that you were not told, that you did not know about. Let me know, okay? Let me know what I forgot in the comments. Some things I may have forgot and some things I may have not experienced, but I'm interested. Drop it below.